Today I am here in the Philippines, in Manila, where this is an amazing advancement of the process. I want to make 3 quick points. First of all, this is good for the world, not just for both countries and the people. If I were to localize it, I want to say that the people of Jamaica will be extremely grateful, because what we have conceptualized and we are developing is a sustainable model of working together, the Philippines and Jamaica, to expand faculty, to train trainers who are Jamaicans, and of course to provide an opportunity to train more Jamaicans in the specialized nursing areas in the first instance. Hopefully it can expand over time.
But they put more last night, say me I go buy a piece of jerk chicken, and me I tell you, from me know myself, at first me go put more and I see jerk man them stall full of people. It's like at the first me actually pull up and a jerk man I tell me say yo come buy him chicken. Cause now man me go put more if a jerk man busy and sell customer. Them not time for call customer, cause if a jerk man busy. I say last night man if a jerk man empty over Port more there. Yeah man, I'm pull up on a Port in this road there, man. Boy, me I tell you. So me ask him if I container chicken them I sell. He laugh. And I say, boy, if I the container drop a Port more with the chicken them. Nobody now buy no jerk chicken. Jerk chicken man them over there ball, say nothing now go on. On Europe and them have to chicken them so the people in business can go on back to normal, yeah man, cause on a mash up a thing. But the jerk man we sell me last night, big up yourself man. Jerk chicken I go on still.
I know this is really intense. You did not follow the signs and therefore you missed the 7 year of prosperity. When the government of Jamaica told you prosperity, 4 years, it was true, but now that time of prosperity comes to an end September the 22nd, and the time of famine and hardship like this world has never known or seen before in the history of humankind. This is what's happening. When people start to see the dead bodies that are piling up, they're going to start to retaliate, and they have now, the lockdown is put in place, so you're locked into an area and you cannot leave that area.
Kevin Smith did warn about Andrew Holness. I'm going to say it again. Kevin Smith did warn Jamaica about Andrew Holness. And me always say to say, if the devil come from hell and tell us say down the heart, that's it for me say down the heart, because I down the him a come from. Now Kevin Smith and Andrew Holness were very close, and him warn before him disappear off of the scene about Andrew Holness. Now people, more want to listen to me now. The JCF finally came out and speak out against the container that just pop up on the Elsha seashore. After a lot of backlash, the JCF finally come out and they speak about the container. Now, according to what they're saying is that them get notified from last month about the container. Them get notified that the container fall off at the ship in the Jamaican water, and it take over a week to reach ashore. Now, remember, if you plug out a fridge, it take at least 48 hours. If the fridge good, that is 3 days. For the fridge thaw out completely, no ice no left. And that container out of sea for over a week, and the container come ashore with chicken still tough in it. Only enough find that suspicious. Now the Jamaican government run with the Cuban doctor them and run gone over Philippines. Go get Philippine doctor to train our nurse and our doctor out here in Jamaica. And then them lie to us say they do not sign any agreement to send away the Cuban doctors. But they're there in Philippines signing contract to take Philippine doctors here and nurse. Right? People, look into this now. Up till today, you still haven't heard Christopher Tufton or Andrew Holness keep a press conference about the container or the chickens that the people are consuming from the container. But people will soon come back and talk some more. Bless up to my viewers and my subscribers them. I hope everybody having a blessed and a wonderful evening. Now my viewers and my subscribers, remember, in everything you do, always put God first. In every any situation, just always remember to call upon God. Always remember to pray, because a prayer day keep the devil away. Now my viewers and my subscribers, we have a lot coming up inside this update, so you definitely don't want to miss none. So remember, like up the video, share up the video, and subscribe to the channel.
It's not that we love Holness less, but that we love the Jamaica Labour Party more. Let me take out the mic and talk. I want a leader who not intimidated by bright people when them round him. I not say I bright enough, but enough bright people in the Labour Party. I want a leader who is going to work with everybody, because everybody have a role to play.
Welcome back to my viewers and my subscribers them. Big up to all of my viewers, big up to all of my subscribers them. We continually support the channel and help the channel to grow. Now people, Andrew Holness have been trying to cancel the election. The man fi call the election from when? But because him know say him can't win the election, if him call the election, him a do every single thing in him power fi no call the election. Now, listen to me carefully. Man, I'm going to say Andrew Holness get the container of chicken were put out there on the seashore. But what I am trying to say is that this man cannot be trusted and any card can play, because as him fly out of the country, so a container load of chicken just appear on our seashore. Now they are trying to do everything in their power to cancel the general election coming September. Remember what Marlene Malahu Fort said. She said that the election is not constitutionally due in September. That simply means it can go over to next year when them feel like them want to call the general election. Now, people, the only thing that can stop the general election is a pandemic, is an outbreak, maybe 3 months before the election, right? So listen to me now. The chicken just appear on the seashore, just like that, and you want to tell me say, a God work miracle? Now I want to save that video, because I know say, you know I go come back to me, because you don't always come back, you know. You don't always come back and say royalty are true, you know. You don't always do it. So I want to save this video, because I know say, you know I go come back after this outbreak from these chickens, which we not pray for. We not pray for that. But what they gonna happen? It is a trick. It is a trick to cancel the general election. I want to remember that. Now, the Jamaican government run with the Cuban doctors them and gone over Philippines, go and get the Philippine doctors them to go and train our Jamaican nurses and doctors.
Today I am here in the Philippines, in Manila, where this is an amazing advancement of the process. I want to make 3 quick points. First of all, this is good for the world, not just for both countries and the people. If I were to localize it, I want to say that the people of Jamaica will be extremely grateful. because what we have conceptualized and we are developing is a sustainable model of working together, the Philippines and Jamaica, to expand faculty, to train trainers who are Jamaicans, and of course to provide an opportunity to train more Jamaicans in the specialized nursing areas in the first instance. Hopefully it can expand over time. And what that will do back home is allow more Jamaicans to be qualified in these specialized areas, oncology, nursing, pediatrics, critical care, to work in our hospitals and hopefully fill the gaps that exist now and therefore support the people of Jamaica. And for that reason, we are very grateful because this collaboration will benefit the people of Jamaica. But secondly, it shows the Philippines and Jamaica that even though we are miles apart, South-South cooperation is possible when we share a common vision. You are 120 million, 150 million, we are 3 million, but nevertheless we can show leadership. And what we are doing, I believe, is very symbolically important because it's saying to the world that unless we collaborate around expanding the pool of healthcare workers, it's going to be very lopsided and there will be inequity in how we treat with citizens of the world in their respective countries. Normally, it's the rich having more and the poor having less. And so as middle-income countries, we are showing leadership, which I fully appreciate. And the final point is that I really hope that in the halls of the hemispheric bodies, the multilateral partners, the WHA, the UN and others, the World Bank and the IMF and all the others who have different roles, granted, but nevertheless are committed to developing the world and to making the world a better place. We recognize the importance of human capital and that through collaboration we will achieve a lot more rather than operating in silos and trying to protect our borders and ourselves, thinking that we are safer that way, because in fact we are not. And so I really think that these are three very important lessons that we are promulgating here today in this one act of joining forces together. The University of the Philippines School of Nursing and its associated hospital for practical exposure, and of course the Jamaica's Ministry of Health and the MOU, which was signed by myself and the Minister. So we are pioneers in many respects, and for that reason I think all of us should be proud and should ensure that we make this work. So thank you very much. Thank you.
So clearly, you cannot believe nothing that this government tell you. Because remember, them tell you to say them now send home the Cuban doctors them. It is just that some of them work permit expire or their contract expire, so them a go home back. And me know say, normally when them contract expire, them always sign them back. Them always sign them back. So what is so different this time? So clearly, them lie to you that they will not betray the Cuban doctors. But clearly, they did. Because, as you can hear people, tough time are over there in the Philippines signing contracts with the Philippine doctors and nurses. So they will be here very, very soon. Now, a desperate man that loves power will do anything at all to retain power. And that is your leader. And that man will do anything at all in his power to ensure, say, him stay in a government. Worse him now and go to prison, trust me. I want to ask you all a very important question. Did you hear of any health inspectors go and take any of those chickens from any of those people that take the chicken, or even the water from the chicken, to test it to find out if everything is okay Or you just see them left the people them on their own to do whatsoever they want to do with those chicken? Did the government of Jamaica push any effort to get even a piece of one of those chicken to test it and find out if the chicken them contaminated? Did the government do so? People wanna think about it. The government are tight-lipped and the whole matter. The whole Jamaican Labour Party are so tight-lipped on the matter. And look which part the chicken them go land. Over there in Portmore, where the government knows say him very weak when it come on to voting. And that is one of the main reasons why he might try to turn Portmore into a parish, because he wants to cut off all of the labor rights stronghold him and turn it into a parish. So people, what I can say to you all is that if you not eat none of that chicken and you see somebody bring piece of it come, run. And I'm going to say this again. If you not eat none of that chicken yet and you see somebody bring it come, try run and not stop run. Because me know say this chicken here and this container here not just put on over Elsha on the seaside just like that. Why there were no police on the scene when the container find and it go viral? Something not right.
Notified as soon as the container fell overboard. However, according to maritime law, little could have been done to retrieve it before it washed ashore.
Kalisha Williams has the story.
There have been more questions than answers since this chicken container washed up on a beach in Sand Hills, Helsha St. Catherine over the weekend. All the authorities revealed was that the ship was en route to the Cayman Islands when the container fell and warned Jamaicans not to consume the product. Now, after days of several theories, answers from the JDF Coast Guard. First, when did the container fall overboard?
Once cargo vessels are entering any port or harbor or traversing in our maritime space, then they have to notify Shipping and Port Authority. Once the situation with the container developed, which is an unplanned incident, the container fell overboard on and around Friday evening.
That was Friday, March 30, so it took about a week to travel to the Helsha coastline. Speaking on TVJ's Smile Jamaica program today, Lieutenant Commander Miguel Ferguson said all the protocols were activated as soon as the ship informed the Coast Guard that the container fell from the vessel. First, they alerted the other shipping vessels in the area to prevent collisions with the container. And he confirmed that the Coast Guard knew exactly what was in the container.
With all containers, Neville, I would indicate that the container number and the manifest for the Port Authority will indicate to you what's in the container. So the container was indicated to have a poultry within the container, which was known to the authorities through the manifest.
Also, was there a way to know where the container would end up?
For the equatorial current that surrounds Jamaica, there's a particular drift generally to the west or southwesterly direction. So once the container fell overboard in the respective area, the understanding of that eventually it would wash westerly.
So if they knew where the container would end up, how did the residents get to the container before the authorities could secure it? Lieutenant Commander Ferguson said it is not the Coast Guard's duty to retrieve lost containers. However,
in this instance, as we were doing our response mechanism, as it's unfortunate that the response of the public outpaced the relevant agency to
which is my
respond
question, sir.
to
Why?
secure.
But why? That's my question.
It merely may be due to access limitations. Terrain limitation is accessing the area as quickly as possible, and as such, the response mechanism on the part of respective agencies to secure the shoreline and also the container may have been limited.
He also indicated that it is not uncommon for containers to get lost at sea. In fact, hundreds are lost annually. However, it is uncommon in Jamaican waters.
No, because once the container fell overboard, there's no immediate mechanism to pull the container back up on a ship, right? Because that would take heavy lifting equipment and crane, somebody to secure a container and try to pull the container to water, which in itself is a dangerous activity, especially under the weather condition that we had over the last weekend.
However, there are still uncertainties about who should remove the container from the shore once it ends up here. Up to yesterday evening, it was still on the beach. Kelisha Williams, TVJ News.
All right, so people, about a week now, they were informed that the container fell off in the Jamaican water. Them know exactly where the container were heading. Them know say the container would not end up on the Hellshire seashore or somewhere nearby, right? But yet still, they did nothing to protect that container. Not true. They did nothing to protect that container. The people them find the container and it take them hours, pan top of hours, to unload off that container. And there were still no police on spot. And still no police no go over there yet. All no. No Coast Guard, no police, no such thing. So this is money where they talk. I just pure lie, I'ma tell to the news team, because them know exactly what is going on. What if it say on the tracking number when them check everything, right? It say a chicken in the container, but it was a load of machine, a load of pie, a load of boom in the container, and it gets away over there in Portmore. What if it was pure weapon on that container? I see them, so the children them over there and the big people and everybody would have access to every single thing when they on that container. What if it was the white lady, the white substance, any kind of drugs? What if it was something dangerous to the people them? I see them, someone that allow it and make the people of Jamaica have access to it. What you're saying is stupid and lie. And you know to yourself, because every single word that come out of your mouth is a lie. You know exactly how the container reached there, when the container reached there, and why the container reached there. We're not shallow brain like some people who just take anything we want to say. We're not idiot. We look into things for ourselves. And we know say something is wrong with that container load of chicken. You know, just come here so. You know, wash up on the seashore. You know, get notified about the container a week. And it still end up on the seashore without finding it. I want to know exactly where the container we're heading. You know, see, you give away yourself right there, so. You give away yourself right there, so. And I show the woman now question you the right way. Make you start talk more foolishness than what you have to talk. Or maybe you do it, but they have to cut it out. But the Jamaican people, wanna be vigilant. Wanna be vigilant. Remember, we have a government, a prime minister, when I like we. Remember, back down in the pandemic, when he tell we say, a God make the vaccine. Now they want to say a God put the container there, so it is a miracle God work. Remember they when tell we say a God make the vaccine, on no forget. Because someone come like say, on easy if you forget what go on. On remember, the government don't want to call the general election because him now want to come out of office and him realize that the whole of Jamaica change to orange. And if him did know say, if him did certain say, him a go win. If him call the general election, then he would call it tomorrow morning. Remember, him call it right in the middle of lockdown, in the middle of a pandemic. So, he would call election already. Big sense out of nonsense. This load of chicken is to destroy the people of Jamaica. And not normal. And I want to look into it, people. Why the Coast Guard never protect the container if them get 1 week notice about the container that fell off in the Jamaican water and heading for shore? How the chicken them still tough? Like them just plug out a one fridge. If the container out there 1 week in the water, wanna stop take with the idiot. Wanna stop go and like wanna think say we are big head Bob. It ain't gonna work. But people wanna put on the head pound body and think about it. This is not what you think it is. The chicken them definitely not good. And me I say that. So leave your thought down below in the comment section. Make me know what you think, people. And as usual, please remember, leave a like on this video, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed as yet, and turn on the post notification bell for new content. Alright? Remember, subscribe to the channel. Also, share the content. Alright? I'm out.
Fresh drop.
This is what I talk to you guys about all the time. Uno greedy, uno licky, but uno no want put in no work. Uno love beg, uno love take one belong to uno, and that's how uno get poison. As of this moment, did you hear anybody come out and said that we've lost a container? Did anybody claim that container that went missing? Did anybody come out public and said, oh, we lost a container from the ship? Did you know when the JLP government back in the days was trying to sabotage Michael Manley? We're not trying to be political, no, this is facts. What they did was we decided that we're going to get rice from other countries like Russia's and places like this. And you know what the CIA did with the JLP help? They poisoned the rice that was on the ship. So when the white rice came to Jamaica and it was tested, it had to be dumped. Now, what I'm saying now is that look at the time that we're now in, and all of a sudden there's a container full of meat and chicken. I saw uno love on the gut. I saw uno love on the belly. I saw uno hungry. I saw uno can't find nothing to do. No, why? No, remember now. Back in the days, they used to park a truck full of sneakers and a truck full of cocaine in the communities. People wake up and find a random truck. When you bust the truck and find, you realize that one whole truck worth of weed, one whole truck worth of cocaine, right? And then they flood the community with it. People start get high and go crazy, and they devalue the place. Now, you find a whole container worth of meat. The first thing should have been done to this was to set it afire. If they needed to poison or infect you guys with some sort of new disease or new outbreak, how do you think they would do it? And as a matter of fact, the JLP government has been looking for a new way to sanction the people or the country under new lockdown measures so they can carry on their behaviors and the things that they're practicing, like trying to avoid something like election, trying to avoid something like people rising up in the country, right? So they're praying and hoping for a situation. Now, if there's an outbreak of Ebola from these meat that you guys are eating, what you know what I'm going to say? You know what I'm going to say? It came down from mosquito? You know what I'm going to say? It came down from the rain? Now, just listen out for the next 3 months. Listen out for the next 3 months. When is the election due? September. Well, they claim it's not due, but when it is due, September. How far away is September from now? Using a brain, using an upper part. Right? Something needs to kick off 3 months before that. There need to be a situation ship so people them can win. But outside of the political thing, how do you think they typically start issuing and giving up viruses across the world? It's through food and it's through water. I want to go and see container, I want to go and run, tear off container door. I want to wonder what in there. I want by the God there I can cook meat. No one must do better now, man. One must save on yourself, man. Save on yourself. When you can't. No. This is what happened to a country that doesn't produce their own food. This is what happened to a country what all them feed pan of Burger King and KFC and Crave menu. Right? That's all we don't want to feed pan. We don't want to plant nothing in the ground. We don't want to put in the effort. We don't want to grow. We just want to live the way there. Freeness. I saw no love on no belly. Eh? No one got God. No one got belly. No one got God. No one got belly. We must know what we do with the life, yeah?